again. I'm back. A bit later than I thought. So yeah, I woke up this morning and I saw the weather outside. I was like, oh my god, is that sunlight? I'm not going to pass up the opportunity. Apparently my door is still open, so that's fun. The door, are you open? This video is out a bit later. Well, the last video was out later than I wanted. Suddenly life got very busy and I couldn't edit for like 2 days. But it's edited, it's uploaded now. I was looking in the Discord servers with the hatch going on, and there are people at Ultimate Stage already. And that is the Japanese Ultimate Stage, Ultimate/Mega. There's people at that already, and I'm here with like my child level Digimon, like, please don't bully me. I gotta battle some of these guys later. Hopefully, life doesn't get too hectic again in the next couple of days, and I'll actually be able to grow my Digimon throughout the week at a decent pace. The main growth time is pretty much overnight. Like, after I get home, I unpause them. There's a couple hours there, and then they evolve overnight most times. There's a good amount to cover today. The last episode was way longer than I wanted it to be. I want it to be shorter than that, but I also don't want to cut out everything. But trust me, I cut most of it out. It really is a nice day today. I might see if we can stop and get some pictures. Or something. Or some little clips of just like, I don't know, the countryside. And it is a nice day today. It's not too hot, it's just bright and sunny, which is, you may not know it, in Britain, but kind of rare. It's a good day. And fact. Alright, so today we have made progress on all of them but these guys. And as much as I would like to say there is a reason for that, I'm gonna be honest, I just got kind of lazy. I didn't do their battles till like last night, and so it's been 14 time. They are going to evolve, probably. Hope they do. But they can just sit up there for a minute. On the DMX, NoblePumpmon evolved. He became so noble, he became gallant. Which only really works if you call him Gallantmon, which is his dub name. But I prefer to call him Dukemon. Same difference. Doesn't matter either way. Let's get a nice look at his face. There we go. There's his face. No longer a noble face, now a gallant face. Over on the two pendulums, we have Patamon and Tentomon, all according to the hatch so far. Let's have a quick look at Patamon's face, see if he needs anything. Nope. There is Patamon's derpy face. I always love that face. Look, there's a couple things I love about this device, like style-wise. Patamon's derpy face and Agumon's sleeping animation. Like, whenever I see his sleeping animation, it makes me giggle every time. Now for Tentomon, we don't get to see his face, but we do get to see him. Look. Tentomon. He is full up, and he needs a bit of training. So let's see how I can do this. Should be 6. Alright, there he is shooting his Petite Thunder, and I can't remember what the dub name for that was. Now something I adore about Tentomon, and you're only going to see it for a frame here, is his sleeping animation. Ready? He curls up inside of his shell and goes to sleep. That is adorable. these guys to evolve to their evolve to Angemon and Kabuterimon will need maximum effort. So that just means going in with one of these guys and just doing a whole lot of this. One training is a quarter of an effort point. In this video so far you've seen me do training twice. Doesn't matter how good the training is, as long as you've done it, it is worth a quarter of an effort point. So when you do this 4 times, you will get 1 heart of effort. Both of these need full effort to evolve into what I want them to evolve into for the hatch. So I will let's get one on Patamon right now, just cause. So, if I'm correct, that should be 1 heart of effort. Yep. Now, move those out of the way. I know what I've got to do with those. I will max out their effort points very soon. But these guys, we can finally start properly this time. Of course, there's 2 groups. It's DM20, it's what it's known for. We can finally start the actual quest to 100%. Last time I attempted this, with the same 2 eggs, I ended up with Numamon and Vegemon. Let's start a V1 egg. And a version 2 egg. There's egg number 1. Little Patamon. And there's egg number 2. Little Punimon. Let's first clean those up. And let's do this kind of training twice. This is based on the V1 training, which it's alright. It's made a bit easier on this one, I've realised. For the 20th anniversary, they made this one a little bit easier. Because even without memorising the patterns, there's a general rule in which they can't go to the same space more than twice in a row. So now I can guarantee he's going to go bottom. So they've made it a little bit easier on this one, which I like. Now the other kind of training. I can't tell you which version this is based off of. I imagine most of you will know if you're familiar with Digimon V-Pets. Particularly the originals, or sometime in the future when this is recorded, the colours that are based on the versions 3, 4 and 5. But this is my favourite one because it's just super easy to do. Unless it's winter and my thumb's super cold and I can't click it fast enough. So there are Patamon and Poyomon. We shall wait for them to evolve, and in the meantime, going to find some effort points. So they should be evolving soon. Let's give them a quick check on the stats. 1 of each. There you go, guys. Three. And final training. Boom. Patamon, as you can see here, is all trained up and set for evolution to Angemon. Now we can get started on Tentomon, who has 0 effort right now. This one's a bit more difficult because you have to get decent, well, like I said, you don't have to get decent shakes, but I like to. Patamon, and in a second, clean that before he has a chance. Come on, Patamon, any second now. No rush. Come on, little guy. We're gonna have a quick look at Patamon while we wait. He wants 2 training and 1 bit of food. That is odd. You saw we hatched these at the same time, just about. There was a few seconds difference between egg 1 and egg 2. But Patamon is taking a bit longer to hatch. That is odd. Oh, here he is. That's nice though, I like that they're not exactly identical. So here we have Patamon and Zunamon. So they both want a bit of food. And they both want a bit of training. They should both be shooting bubbles. Now I'll show you the training just for the sake of showing you the training, but I believe to get Bubbmon on V2, I might need a Lekmon. But I'll look that up in a minute. For Patamon here, he's going to get perfect care, so he's going to evolve to Agumon. And then lazy care but no care mistakes to evolve to Devimon. I've found the way I shake it, I get different shake numbers from what's listed on the Digitama hatchery on Homulus's website. So I believe for Tentomon it does say like 5 or 6, but I shake it a bit differently and I feel like I shook it bad that time. Oh no, it's fine. But I don't know. I don't tend to look at that anyway. I tend to trial and error it on my own because I do personally like that to get good at training and battling with your Digimon, you have to take the time to sort of get to know them. So I'll do the rest of Tentomon's training off cam, but for now, I think it's a good time to get these guys to battle. Oh no! Tentomon errored. Patamon, who are you fighting? Patamon lost to no one. Patamon, what are you doing, man? Alright. There we go, now we can get the proper battle. Okay, final round, here we go. Patamon takes the win this time, making up for his loss to a ghost. A lot of people have had this weird issue with like their button clicks being very slow. And I've found if you do it at a slow, consistent pace, sometimes it works a bit nicer. But I've also discovered, and this is where it gets weird, because it's not a button issue, like, the buttons work fine. Because if you go to the Digimon page here, look, you can click it nice and fast, look. You can scroll straight through all of these guys, no issue. There is no latency here whatsoever. Now, I was also thinking of starting this other egg here. That's a Deep Savers, Nightmare Soldiers, Wind Guardians. I'm pretty sure it's Wind Guardians I want. Well, let's go Wind Guardians either way. So here we have the egg hatching. On the pendulum type devices, not so much the PenZ that does on the pendulum originals and pendulum 20th, and I guess some of the other pendulums as well, if you shake 100 times before the egg hatches, you will get a slightly boosted chance for evolution into perfect. Now, on the pendulum 20th, this doesn't matter as much, because if you get 15, I believe it's like win 12 out of your most recent 15 fights, you're pretty much guaranteed evolution to perfect and ultimate. But it's nice to do anyway, because if for some reason something happens and I don't have the time to do all the battles, or I don't do it properly, or I mess up, because that can happen, it's nice to have at least a slightly boosted chance. So we have, I believe, is it Nyokimon? Yes, it's Nyokimon, or Nyokimon. Let's give you lots of food, little dude. And training. Now I believe with babies mostly like 7 shakes. Oh, and there's Boop. Alright, I will be back when they have evolved. In fact, I will be training Tentomon for a while, because he needs more effort. That's 3 effort on Tentomon. Yep, he just needs 4 more training, and he will be ready. Now this is something I like to do on Digimon where you need max effort to evolve. Because then you don't have to worry about it. It's just one less thing you have to remember. But, oh, that's just a poop. You got my hopes up, Nyokimon. You're entirely on the wrong area. Nope, I went past it. Nope. There we go. I promise I can Digimon. Speaking of Nyokimon, how are you doing? You want a bit of food? Look at him go. I love, like, little baby Digimon eating. It's always so funny. Shooting tiny seeds, I've only just realised. I didn't pay attention to his attacks before, but he's shooting tiny seeds. There we go, max effort for Tentomon, and now we are just waiting on little Nyokimon here, which shouldn't be long now. Any moment now. And that's just another poop. Here you go, little dude. He's so happy. Nyokimon here is, well, after they've evolved, they're probably going to evolve again before Koromon and Tsunamon, because these guys, their evolution timer counts down in their sleep. In fact, all of these devices do, except the DM20. But, and let's talk about this for a minute, because I like the DM20. It's one of my favourite devices. In fact, I'd say it is my favourite. It's Pen 20, close second. I love this device. It's a bit buggy, but I can look past that. Everything about this is just amazing. But there's some small features on this, which is inconvenient to most people, but I like. Nope. That's... I'll get the name in a minute. Pokemon? Yes, Pokemon. For me, the sleep. That's the clock. The ability to send them to sleep for a 3-hour nap instead of pausing them. I like. I like that. Because I know a lot of people don't like it and they prefer the fridge feature. Which, I mean, I showed off in the last video, but just quickly, for the sake of demonstration. He's now paused indefinitely. He will stay in that way until you go over here and wake him up. But with the sleep feature on this, they will be asleep for 3 hours, at which point they'll wake up, unless during those 3 hours it hits their bedtime, which for these guys right now will probably be 9 o'clock, and then they'll sleep through the night. But I like this for a couple of reasons. One, I like it because it means you got to take them with you. Like, it really pushes that they are your Digimon partners, they're staying with you no matter what. And it also means that when you get some ultimate stages, or even I think some adult and perfect levels, like to sleep at midnight, you can just stick them to bed like at 1 minute past 9. And they will sleep throughout the entire night because before they wake up it'll hit midnight and they'll want to be asleep anyway. Which is nice. It means as much as they have a bedtime they want to go by, you can be like, no, get to bed now, I'm tired. I like that the evolution timer doesn't count down in their sleep as well. It means you spend a bit more time with them. And I know that's something in the OG devices is more of a thing. You have to spend more time with your Digimon in each stage. And I know even comparatively this is super fast, even though it's slower than the rest of these. But I like it. I like spending that little bit more time with them. This is my first ever device. I picked this up when I was in school, so I must have been like, what? I want to say 15? It was my first ever V-Pet. It was the one that got me into Digimon V-Pets and caused this and then the couple I've got at home. And I noticed I really got on with Bubbmon just as a Digimon. Because he's obviously the mascot of the Digimon 20th. This is the Bubbmon coloured DM20. And I just liked like the way he's described in his profile. For one, at the time I really liked gold things. I thought it was cool. It reminds me of, if you've ever played like Ratchet and Clank, the first one on PlayStation 2, when you discover like the secret area, I say the secret area, it's not given to you, you have to explore a little bit, but the little area where you can buy golden variations of your currently owned weapons, and then when you've beaten the game once and you're replaying it, you've unlocked even more golden weapons you can buy. So it reminds me of that a little bit, like the secret golden versions that are like super, just way more powerful. So I kind of like the gold design of Bubbmon, but I really liked that he was a sword, and I don't know why, just forever I've liked swords. It probably started when my brother got me into watching Bleach. That's a different story entirely though. I like swords. So Bubbmon, being a golden sword Digimon, is just amazing in every way to me. Like I said, I like his description or his biography or whatever on the Digimon reference book. He likes joking, he despises crookedness and cheating or unfairness, and he likes to keep himself sharp, which I like all of that. I like that he wants to keep himself the best he can be, and also like happy with his friends. I also like most of his other evolutions forms as well, like Bubbmon. I love that he is, like, his whole thing is he charges forward and he'll keep charging forward with his whole spirit, never yielding, never giving up. Like, he'll keep moving forward even if it means dragging himself across the ground. And I can respect that. I love that about Bubbmon, Bubbmon, his whole evolution line. He is just so determined to keep going, and it's a little bit inspirational. Then of course there's Digimon, who his entire thing is he's constantly pushing himself to be sharper and better and better and better, and just constantly non-stop self-improvement, and that's amazing. Bubbmon to me is just inspirational. Like, he's not the strongest, he's not the smartest or the fastest, but he is just so determined to keep pushing forward and getting better that eventually he ends up as Tentomon, the ultimate, the strongest Legend Arms Digimon, who has intaken the data of various legendary swords. So we're talking like Excalibur, the Master Sword, and I don't really know many legendary swords in games or across the internet, but you get the idea that he is now a legendary sword himself, and the only other Digimon that can stop his fully powered sword form is Bubbmon, the ultimate shield Digimon. And if you know those two, you also know they can progress into Ragnarlordmon, who is pretty cool. I have always loved Bubbmon's evolution. Like, he's golden, he's a sword, and he's so goddamn determined to keep getting better, and he's inspirational. And this is the Bubbmon device. And the 20th anniversary, with Bubbmon being the 20th anniversary Digimon, was what got me into the V-Pets. So, this device, as much as like most people say, the Pendulum 20th is just this but better, this device with its just tiny little features, like the sleep thing, and even though they poop a whole lot, and even though it's got lots of little imperfections, it's just my favourite device. It's the one that's special to me and will be with me forever. But that'll do, because I've rambled on far longer than I intended to. So I'm going to have fun editing all of this down. So, next time, hopefully some progress on these two. Nothing will really be going on with Bubbmon X. One last look at his face before we go. Come on, take your time, Bubbmon. You're not that old yet. These guys should all be evolving. So Poyomon, I'll figure out what I want to evolve into. Tentomon will be Kabuterimon. Patamon will be Angemon. Koromon should be Agumon. Sunamon might be Elecmon. Probably will be. I'll see how that goes. And we'll figure stuff out from there. Watching, and I will see you next time.